Okay, so do what you need to do with your settings. We're going to start standing. So bring yourself up into the middle of your mat. If you want to, you can be closest to a wall. Right. So we're standing in mountain pose to start off with. So think of a mountain. Maybe you can picture one that you know well. With the base wide, solid, your weight sinking down evenly through both feet, and mountains go all the way down into the earth. And then you have the top of the mountain, summit of the mountain, top of your head, lifting all the way up. And just have your arms down by your side. Do a few little shoulder rolls just to ease into the shoulder joints. And you can time that with your breathing in, coming forwards and up, breathing out, pull back and down. And then just let your arms drop down by your side and have your shoulders pulling back, squeezing the shoulder blades slightly together, fingers extending down. Just checking in on the foot position, so toes facing forwards. That's it. And weight even through the heels, the balls of the feet, toes spreading. Pull up on your thighs, squeeze your glutes, tailbone tucking under, abs engaged, and lift your sternum, lift your heart. And maybe close your eyes. And I find that helps just to really feel into that correct standing position between the feet, the heels, the balls of the feet, toes, etc., left to right being the same. Feeling the wave of breath drawing up through the front of the body. And as you exhale, feel or imagine the exhale washing down the back of your body, down into your heels and down into the earth. So the wave of breath going up through the front of the body, drawing up and over the top of the head. Exhale, the breath going all the way down, washing over the back of the body down to the heels. Looks good. Keep going, breathing in, traveling up through the body, and exhale. The weight down into the heels, the breath down through the back of the body, washing down the back of the body. So we're going to start the first part of the practice with our eyes closed. So just make sure you do feel steady with the feet. If you are feeling a little wobbly, have your legs a little bit wider so you just spread the base. And it's that same idea, heels, balls of the feet, toes facing forwards, even pressure, keeping the eyes closed. Bend your arms and bring your hands to your heart. Press your palms firmly together and just feeling the heel of the hands, the base of the fingers, the pads of the fingers and thumbs touching. So trying two sort of attitudes with this. As your eyes are closed, you're pressing firmly, push in and feel things tighten. The breath gets shorter, tighter. And then go really soft, so you let everything go a bit floaty and light, barely touching. And then find a middle ground, neither pressing too hard or too light, but just a light but firm contact. From here, come into a little bud shape with the hands. So you just bend your fingers, and so your pads, the fingers are still touching, forming a little lotus bud shape, like so. And you're feeling that little quiet space in between the hands. Realizing this wonderful sunshine. Sorry to shut it out, interfering with the screen. Oh. So you're breathing in that, into that quiet space. Now part your fingers and slide the fingers together, interlace them still, perhaps keeping your eyes closed if you feel stable. And really enjoy that sense of touch, the fingers sliding in towards each other. Lock them in. Again, you can really grip, feel how that is, or you can go a little softer, or ideally somewhere in between. So neither too light or too strong, just holding in between. And then flip your hands around. So the knuckles are pointing towards your sternum, palms of your hands are facing away, and press your palms out, straight out in front of you, straight from the heart. And feel a little stretch of the fingers. Perfect. Again, maybe keeping the eyes closed, soften the shoulders, breathe into the back of your heart. Pressing down through the heels, balls of the feet and toes, lift your arms up above the head, pressing your palms up towards the ceiling. If you find it uncomfortable on the shoulders, you don't have to interlace your fingers here, you can just have your hands wider. Press up and away, that's it, pushing evenly through both feet. And we have a tendency when we come up like this to kind of dip at the back and lean forward, which can feel nice to open the heart. But if you are wanting to protect your lower back, then try and not do that by tucking your tailbone under and engaging your abdominal muscles so you have the supports in your core before you then do that lovely arch back to open the heart. Okay, so eyes still closed, and then you're opening your arms wide, and then sweep your arms round in a circle and interlace your hands behind your back, and the hands magically know where each other are, and you slide your fingers in and you enjoy that sense of touch again, neither holding and gripping too tight or too soft, somewhere in between. Roll your shoulders back and pull the knuckles down towards your heels. Pause here, firing up the quads, squeeze your glutes, feeling your inhale. Imagine the inhale rushing up the front of the body, over the head, and then on your exhale, washing down the body as the knuckles descend down towards your heels. Inhale, coming up through the front of the body, over the head, and then exhale down into the heels. So with your eyes still closed, just focusing on the face, you're softening your jawline, relaxing the tongue in your mouth. Take any frown away from your face. Tongue soft, lips together, teeth apart. Slide your fingers apart, interlace your fingers in front of the heart so they come together, prayer position, interlace. And now exhale, press your palms away from your heart. Inhale, palms up towards the ceiling. Exhale, hands come all the way around, fingers find each other behind your back. Fingers slide in, roll the shoulders back. This time as you breathe in, see if you can lift your hands a little away from your bottom. And you've got those strong legs, abs engaged, lifting up through the top of the head. Draw your core in to support you. Exhale, hands come back down to your hips. Slide the fingers apart. Let the hands meet each other again in prayer position. Take a breath in. Fingers interlace. Exhale, press your hands away from the heart. Chin tucks down this time, so you're rounding. Inhale, lift up, palms up towards the sky, pressing down through the heels, lifting up. Exhale, sweep the hands around, fingers interlace. Roll your shoulders back and down. This time, either inhale, lift up, or pause there, lower down, exhale, knuckles down, or open your eyes and exhale, start to tip forwards if it feels okay for your back. So you maybe have little soft knees, head down, and hands pull away from your hips. Or stay up and hold here. Just enjoy that opening through the heart. If you folded forwards, now hands onto the hips, bend your knees, pull up on your abdominal muscles, press through your heels and slowly come back up. And then open your eyes, wiggle your fingers and toes. Okay, so just shake out the legs, flick, flick, flick. Okay, check your space around you. I'm going to come forwards a bit so I don't hit the wall. Feet hip width apart, soft knees. Arms down by your side, and you're just going to flop from side to side. So to keep your back safe, keep your knees bent. So as I go to the side, I'm dipping. I'll do it side on. That's it. Dip, dip, dip. And just see how that feels, this first twist, how it feels for the back. So you can just soften it down and do small distance, or you go further round and you let your hands just tap against you. Tap, tap. Slowly waking up the spine. Another version, if you don't like banging the arms on the body, is to have your hands here and just swing. And again, keep that softness in the knees. Bend, twist, bend, twist. That's it. Last time, and then we just sort of then start to slow down, and then settle. Okay, settling, letting everything quieten down. Feel the strength in your legs again. Turn your palms away, thumbs point behind you, firing up the quads. Inhale, sweep your arms up and away. Exhale, float down. So remember that turn of thumbs pointing out behind you is very nice for the shoulder joint and opens the chest. Breathing in to lift and draw up. Exhale, float all the way down. Maybe coming up with a lift of the heels now. So you're breathing in, lift the heels. Exhale, float all the arms all the way down. Trying to time the breath and the movement. So just watch your heels. So I struggle with this, keeping my balance for years, and then realised that I sort of I wobble over to the sides. And maybe that's the same for you. So here, the front of the ankles, as you come up, you push them forwards. So think about ankles pushing forwards, so there's no escape out the sides. Push forwards, exhale, lower down. Inhale, push the ankle forwards. This is great for building strength in the ankle joints. Lovely. Push forwards, exhale, lower down. So it encourages you, if you push the foot forwards, to spread the toes. Okay, we just do one more. Turn, push forwards, lift, push forwards, that's it. Exhale, lower down. Pressing down through your right leg, reach your right arm up and away. Feel the stretch through that right one side. Doesn't matter. I know, it doesn't matter. That's it. So you're pressing through the foot, lift up, and then just being mindful of opening up the tricep and the underarm. So perhaps you need to soften the shoulder down, soften the shoulder joints, and then stretch it back, and then lift it up. Powerfully pushing through the heel, the ball of the foot, spreading the toes. Feel the stretch in the strength in the quads, in the glutes. And then feel, as you're pushing into this one side, feel the breath shift there, the energy shift to that one side. Lovely. And then release Then come down, switching sides. Inhale, sweep the arm up, lengthen, lift. So to open up the side, you just maybe need to soften the arm, soften the shoulder slightly, then pull it back, then lengthen and lift up through the fingers. Strength through the leg that you're reaching out of. Feel the opening through the hip, waist, rib cage, underarm, etc. All the way up, all the joints opening. Exhale, release down. So let's bring the arms up in front of us. So you have your backs of your hands facing forwards, and breathe in, draw your arms up and away. Can you feel that there's a different opening through the shoulders like this? Reach up, exhale, float the arms down. Inhale, come up. So backs of the hands again, facing forward, palms behind you. Come up. Exhale, float round and down. Let's have a go at combining the lift. So you're pressing the ankles forwards, come up halfway with the heels, halfway with the arms. Maybe you pause there with the lift of the heels, maybe you come higher, abs engaged. Exhale, trying to time that, lowering down, halfway down with the arms and heels, and then all the way down as your heels land, arms come down. One more. Press the ankles forwards, don't let them drop out to the side. And exhale. And then just do a few rolling, shrugging, flopping the arms. So we're all at different levels. So I don't mind whether you lift the heels or not for the next few exercises, but making sure if you are that your toes are facing forwards and you're pressing the ankles forwards as you come up. So we're drawing the arms up in front of us again, reaching the fingers up and away. Maybe you've lifted up and pressing forwards with the ankles. And then cross your hands. So you have your palms like so, like a sort of like a dove, you know, you cross like so. And stretch out through the fingers. Exhale, float the arms back down. Well done. Heels down if you've lifted them. Come up again, arms in front of you. Heels down or up, I don't mind. Cross the hands the other way. And then from here, palms together and form that little lotus bird. So there's a softness in the hands, there's a softness in your breath, softness in the shoulders. And exhale, float the arms all the way around and down. Roll the shoulders, shake them out, shake them out. Okay, once more. Inhale, come up. We'll keep the heels down actually with this one. So breathing in, come up. Stretch all the way up and away. And then we'll do the one I call like climbing the ladder. So you press through one foot, reach it, that's it, perfect. Reach, grab, push through the other heel, reach, grab. So it's a little bit of a side bend. Can you feel that hip popping out to the side as you push into that one leg? If you can see me on the screen, that's it. You're swaying a little bit from side to side, if that feels okay. If you kind of feel that maybe it's a bit pinchy in the hip or the lower back, then just focus on keeping the hips level and just getting length through one side, length through the other. So you're trying to stretch up through and out of the lower back. Gorgeous. Reach, reach, reach. And then release, come all the way back down. Bring your arms up to the halfway point. So I have the palms of my hands facing down, and you, instead of reaching forwards, you kind of pull the arms back into the shoulder socket. So solidly resting there. Bend your knees, pull your abdominal muscles in, and you can have just a little bend. That's it. Draw up and in with the abs, with the pelvic floor, and hold. Press through your heels. Inhale, straighten the legs, sweep the arms up and away. Exhale, float your arms down. Inhale, come up again, same pose. Pull the arms back into the shoulder socket. Bend your knees, knees following the direct direction of your toes. And then if you want to go deeper, you send your ankles forwards, lifting the heels, and lower down a little bit further, balancing. So focus on the breath, drawing your abs in. And then heels down, lift the arms, straighten the legs, take a big breath in, and exhale, float all the way down. And so we are coming into like a series of different poses which are balancing. We're doing single leg lift, the leg behind, and then eventually into tree pose. Telling you that just so you can think about yourself at home and Nikki, where you want to be, with perhaps a wall in front of you or beside you, so you've got some balance, or you could use a chair and you could hold the back of the chair. Okay, so I don't mind which leg you go with first of all. You want space in front of you and behind you. Hands onto your hips. And then you are going to press into your standing leg, watching your outer hip. So make sure with your hip, you don't pop it out to the side, squeeze in, press through the foot, and then lift your knee. So that's option one. Hand on, that's it. Lift the leg. Option two, arms up as well. Option three is to straighten the leg, point your toe. And that's very strong for the quads. So let's just see how it feels. Fantastic. Exhale, swing the arms down, bring the toe down, hands onto the hips, and then bring your toe out behind you. Toe still touches the floor. Think about the length going from your toe to the top of the head. Hands on your hips to ensure that the level, you don't want them to go wonky. So hips level, toe out behind you. And then maybe that's enough for you. So pushing through that standing leg and very light on the toe behind you. Maybe you dangle your arms down. Maybe you start to lift the leg. The arms as they pull down are a counter weight, counterbalance for the leg that's lifting up behind you, eventually getting to sort of capital T shape. So this is where the wall is fab. You could come face onto the wall and have your fingers into it, raising the leg out behind you. Which is called Warrior 3. If you wobble, have another go. So it's just toe out behind, hands on the hips, lighter and lighter with the toe as the chest comes forwards, chest lowering down, leg lifting. Good. And then release the toes down and just give that leg that you just lifted behind you a little squeeze in. Maybe opening the leg a little out to the side and have the toes on the ground and it opens. And then place your foot into tree pose. So lots of different versions. You can have your heel on the ankle, toe down, hands to your heart with the palms in that quiet little leg step, peaceful, good. You can bring the leg up a little higher, a little higher, a little higher. Different actions with the arms. So you remember this outer hip squeezes in, raise the arms wide, palms together, hands to the top of the head, hands on your hips, hands at the heart, whichever one really is going to help you balance. Use your wall, use your furniture, hold it lightly. And exhale, release down. Fantastic. So the leg you've just been standing on, ease the ankle, roll it, point, flex, and you can shake out the leg. This is nice as well to just kind of wiggle on the spot. Cool. Right. Other side. So come back to the center, mountain pose, standing tall. Settling down, feeling the heels, balls of the feet, toes spreading, pulling up on the quads, squeeze your glutes. Arms down by your side. So we'll begin just floating the arms up, both heels staying down, lift. Exhale, and all the way down. Inhale, maybe pressing the ankles forwards, coming into the balance, reaching up. Perfect. Exhale, all the way down. Again, optional if you lift the heels or not, coming up, cross the hands. So your hands are like so, like a little dove. Exhale, release down. Next one, coming up. Heels up, arms up, or heels down, arms up, palms together, prayer position. Maybe soften the hands, maybe hands onto the top of the head, maybe the hands all the way up and away. Exhale, float down. Checking that the heels and toes are hip width apart. Come up halfway. Pull the arms back into the shoulder socket, that's it, good. Bend your knees, heels stay down, abs engaged, pulling back and in with your abdominal muscles. Hold it there, feel the strength in your thighs. So you can just go a little way. Straighten and lift, inhale. Exhale, float all the way down. Next one is with the heel lift if you want to. So you're breathing in, bring the arms up to shoulder height, sucking the arms back into the shoulders, bend the knees a little lower, maybe heels up, maybe settle further down, spreading the toes, lifting the heels, good. Heels down, inhale, come all the way up, stretch away, exhale. Just do a quick shake of the legs and a big Okay, now for the balance on the other leg. So last time I was lifting my right leg, so now I'm going to lift my left. So first one is knee straight up in front of you. So pop your hands on your hips, squeezing the outer hip in, lift the leg. Hold it there. Option 2, version 2, lift the arms up. Version 3, lift the toes as well, straighten the leg. Okay, coming forwards, toe down, toe behind, arms go forwards, leg lifts out behind you. Or hands are onto your hips, toe stays on the ground. So you're still doing loads of weight bearing through the standing leg, even if your toes are lightly touching. Your hands are on your hips, you're stretching the crown of the head away. And then you might find that little bit of balance is easier just to come up an inch. Or if it feels wobbly, the floor is there. Do use some supports. The focus is on building strength, and the balance is secondary, really. And then lower the toe down as the leg gets out behind you and give your knee a little squeeze into your chest. You can just hold under the thigh or tuck it up and in. The knee goes out to the side. And then you bring your leg into tree pose. Hands to your heart. Hands on the head. Hands wide. Standing leg firm, pressing, rooting down just like we did in the mountain pose, squeezing the outer hip in, draw the abs up and in. Breathe here. And then exhale, gathering the arms back down. Lifted leg, bring it down, shake out, wiggle the hips. And just spend a moment in Tadasana as we were at the beginning. So arms down by your side. Roll your shoulders back and down. Close your eyes. So you're shutting off the visual and just listening to me and feeling into your body, feeling the effects of these strong standing poses. Notice the good parts of your body. So, we all have little niggles here and there. It's just, consequence of doing other stuff and not always thinking carefully about how we move through life. Think about the good parts though. How do the palms of your hands feel? How does the face feel? How does your heart feel? Feeling the warm parts of your body and let that warmth and the good feelings spread throughout the whole of your being. Back to that breathing that we did at the beginning. So eyes still softly closed. Breathing in, visualizing the breath washing up through the front of the body from the toes all the way up top of the head and over, and exhale all the way down and out through the heels. Inhale, washing up through the front of the body. Exhale, sinking down into the heels. Breathing in, washing up through the front of the body, lifting, opening. And slowly waking up, wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, flutter your eyelids open. And then we come down onto the mats, onto our backs. Semi-supine it's called. I'm just going to adjust my camera. So you're lying down on your back with your feet flat on the floor. So now we're going through a series of twists. They're all ones that you know that you've done with me before. So got a little bit more sort of analysis, if you like, of how to do them and what's going on as we practice our twists in this autumn detox session. So before you start, just settling your shoulders down away from your ears. Squeeze your chin down and in towards the neck, giving yourself a double chin. And then soften that grip. Relax your back down to the mat, let the shoulders sink down. And checking the foot position. So you want your feet to be hip width apart, toes facing forward, lovely. So the first twist is very simple. It's just a ringing action for the neck. So you're using your head, breathing out, dropping the chin to one side, and breathing in, head back to the center. So for this, try and let your head feel very heavy, as if you were still tucked up in bed, fast asleep, and it just lolls over one way, head drops, exhale, and then inhale, you heavily lift the head back to center. So we're nurturing the neck with this movement. Inhale, coming back to center, very heavy with the head. And perhaps noticing that there's perhaps a different range of movements between left and right. So your inhale comes back up. And do you remember we did last week, lion's breath in our goddess pose? We did that. So we're going to integrate that with the twist of the head. So inhale is at the center, and then as you exhale, head goes over to the side, and you stick the tongue out, open the mouth wide, eyes wide. Inhale, gather the head back to center. Exhale. Inhale, head rolls back to the center. Exhale. Stick your tongue out, open your mouth wide, make some roaring noise, lion's breath. Inhale, back to center. Exhale. Inhale, back you come. And you might feel a sense of giggling. You might want to cough as you clear the throat. We'll do 2 more. Inhale, back to center. Last one. Inhale, back you come. All right, so integrating the leg movement soon as well. So we'll begin with if you just pop your hands behind your head and your arms out to the side, elbows out to the side, chin tucking in. And we're just going to flop the knees from side to side, breathing out, dropping the knees over in one direction, breathing in, gathering the knees up, bringing them back to center. Exhale over. Inhale back to center. And then how does it feel to roll the head in the opposite direction to the knees? So here we have the hips being pulled over by the weight of the legs. And then that stretch, added stretch for the neck. Maybe you're feeling the stretch through the hip, through the back, through the side ribs. If you find that it's too much to drop the knees all the way over, just come over halfway. There's no right or wrong really with these twists. You're just working with what feels right for you. The aim is to do this slight sort of ringing action of the spine, like you've pushed out and you squeeze with your hands, ringing one way and ringing the other way with the other hand. So neck going in one direction, hips going in the other direction to create that double twist. Okay. That tweak through to the side. When I was teaching this yesterday for me, for example, I was really tight through the outside of my left hip. So I don't know what I've been doing. So if that is the case for you, this is your practice, use this time for you. But you don't have to go from side to side with each other. So in the classes, we were going over and holding to one side to help open up if that is the case for you. So for example, I haven't got that tightness so much now today, but as I And then when you're ready, move the other way. You know, and maybe then side to side, side to side again, or maybe it felt good to just go over and hold. So there's advantages for both. They're both twists. Do the one which feels right for you. Super. And coming back to center. And bring your feet so they are together, so there is no gap. So you're squeezing your ankles together, squeezing the inner thighs and knees together. And if we all go the same way, so you're dropping now your knees over to the left and you are bringing your right leg with your left leg so that your feet do not slide apart. The ankles stay locked together. Hold here. Feel the deeper pull. Rib cage opening, knees pressing away. Squeeze at the knees, squeeze at the inner thighs, press. And the head, if it feels okay, head looks over the opposite shoulder. And then maybe you can start to relax and soften into this shape. Good. So the legs are really heavy. As you relax, they get heavier. And then you lose the support muscles to hold you and keep you safe as you come back up. So to keep yourself safe, and you know, this can translate into everyday things as well. You know, when you're lying in bed and you want to get up, think about the other muscles that are going to assist you to come back up. So glutes are big, strong muscles. You squeeze your bottom, pull up on your abdominal muscles, and now push your bottom foot, bottom leg into the ground, and exhale, come back up to the center. So you're nice and safe, nice and supported. Now we'll go over the other way. Travel over, head looks in the opposite direction. That's it, knees stay together, ankles stay locked together. Try not to let the feet slide out. Squeeze, relax the shoulders down, head looking over the opposite shoulder. So direction of the knees, squeeze here. And then let the legs start to feel heavy as that top leg pulls down. Can you feel the deeper stretch going through the rib cage, the hip, the spine? And then when you're ready to come out, remember those supporting muscle groups first, the glutes, the abdominal muscles, keep squeezing the glutes, press your feet into the ground, come back up. Okay, draw both knees in towards your chest, squeezing in, and feel that stretch through the glutes and stretch through the lower back. Tuck in, rock from side to side, easing the back. Fabulous. And then feet down on the ground, crossing your right leg over the left. So you're hooking your legs as if you are sitting on a chair, cross-legged. And we are rocking the knees from side to side. So you are just transferring the weight through the back of the pelvis, back of the left, pelvis, back of the right. Rock from side to side to side. So it's right leg hooked over left, thighs crossed, rocking from side to side. Easing into the back of the pelvis, lovely. Some of you may be able to go all the way over. So you keep the right shoulder down and your legs are going over to the left for the deeper stretch. But it may feel nicer, it may feel better just to Stay up and just rock from side to side to side. And then we'll switch the legs over. So, and cross the legs, bring your knees back in, give them a squeeze. Just realign the back of your pelvis. And then place your feet down. Crossing now the left thigh up and over the right. Legs are hooked, right, that's it. Arms perhaps out to the side, or you can put your hands on your hips and do the rocking first of all. So you're rocking from left to right, just easing into the back of the pelvis, gently rocking. Rock, 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 easing from side to side. Lovely. Maybe you want to go further over and hold. So you'll be bringing your knees to, staying in this cross position, knees over to the right. That's it. The right hand could hold the top leg, left arm open, maybe looking over the left shoulder. Softening into that position if you're holding, or if it feels too heavy, too much as the legs pull over, because they are that very heavy weight we mentioned before, you can just come back to that rocking from side to side to side to side. And then squeeze the inner thighs together, push your feet into the mat to bring yourself back up to center, unfold the legs and bring your knees in, squeeze tight. Coming down into bounce cobbler pose. You're going to bring the feet on the ground, soles of the feet together, let your knees drop out. Tuck your hands underneath your legs, so there's a little bit of support there if you want to, or you could just unfold. Knees wide, chin tucks in, relax the shoulders, just let yourself relax down into Supta Baddha Konasana, the reclining Supta Bounce Cobbler pose. Supta Baddha Konasana. You can bring your hands onto your lower abdomen and feel into your breath. You could bring your hands out to the side or keep them tucked in, so your legs have got something to fall onto. Lovely, good. Feel the breath underneath the hands if you have your hands on your abdomen, or noticing the breath lift and lower in the lower abdomen. And then press the soles of your feet together, gather the legs up and in, and get ready to take some rest. So find a comfortable position to be in. Just a reminder of that Viparita Karani pose that we did. So this is coming up to support. I'm just sliding myself to the wall here, swinging my legs up the wall so that your bottom and your legs are completely supported by the wall. And then you just slide a blanket over you, put on a coat of extra layers, hands on at your abdomen or out to the side if you have space. So Viparita Karani is extremely restful for the nervous system. It's a quick way into calming the nervous system down. Or you can put your calves up on a chair. You all know that position. or you could just lie flat, rest there. Okay, so we'll just take a few minutes rest. I'll turn the lights out, Nikki, so it's not so bright in your eyes. So allow yourself to rest and release. Just for now, you have nothing to do. You have nowhere to go. Just let yourself be. Breath coming in, breath coming out. Feel the expansion of your breath through the whole of your body as you breathe in. And that melting, softening, quietening nature of the exhale as you breathe out. Using the exhale to let any tension go. Let's start with the face. Take a frown, if you have one, away from the face. Letting go tension between the eyebrows, the jawline, muscles around the mouth, muscles of your scalp, and kind of thinking about these little gaps in between each tiny little hair follicle. Feel that everything is lighter and opening into the ears, that quiet little space behind the ears, the quiet space at the back of the neck. Letting tension drain away from the shoulders, drain down into the earth, let it go. Lovely. Using the exhale to let go of any tension in the back, upper, mid, lower back, down the spine to the bottom. And letting any tension melt away from the front of your body, the chest, sternum around the neck, the heart space, solar plexus, navel, lower abdomen, into the hips, groin, bottom, down the legs, and then to your feet. So compare the softness of the palms of your hands with the soles of your feet. So there's a quiet, calm, soft space. The palms of the hands. Maybe you kind of feel a sense of energy, a rush of air in the palms of the hands. And that softness, that quietness in the soles of the feet and the arches of the feet. You may have a sense of a feeling of energy or a light breeze in the arches of the feet. And then there's little quiet spaces in between the fingers and the thumbs and in between the toes. Let the whole of you, the next few exhales, just soften into that quiet element. Remember at the beginning we had the hands in that little lotus bud position. Another quiet space, just like we had at the back of the ears, back of the neck, in between the fingers, in between the toes, soles of the feet, palms of the hands. Bringing that quiet, calm quality into you And then from the physical body, we come to the mind space. So just observe where your thoughts are happening, not what they are, just where is that space where the mind chatter happens? Where is that space that you call your mind? And then just observe the shape of that space, the size of that space, the depth of that space, the color of that space. And then let that space start to soften and relax. Body quiet, mind chatter, mind space, quietens, softens, let it go. So I'm going to come up sitting if you want to. So those of you that are at home, if you have more time to stay as you are, please do use this time. I just end the Zoom and you can stay for as long as you want. If you're using support for the legs, whatever, then bring your knees in, carefully slide yourself away, knees in. And when you're ready, come up to sitting, just however is comfortable for you. Hands at your heart. And then take a breath in, sweep your arms up and away. And exhale, bring your hands back to your heart, back into that little lotus bird, quiet space, and bow your forehead towards your fingertips. Namaste. Thank you for joining me. Should we just press stop record?